Uh, Hello, Rohini ma'am. Hello.
Yes, Krish?
Yeah, ma'am, we can start.
All right. Okay. Just give me a second, please. Hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining for the Genis Live Doc.Talk live event, which we have every second Thursday. My name is Rohini Rajeev. I'm a behavioral health practitioner. My organization, the Able Mind, is the proud mental health and well-being partner for Genis Tribe. I'm really happy to see some familiar faces. Sangeeta ji religiously joins the events. I'm really happy to see her. And I see Supriya, Rohit, Raghu, Rajiv. Thank you so much for joining. Today, what we are going to talk about, discuss about our habits and routines among Gen S tribe, among senior citizens, and why that is what makes us practices regular routine and habit. This time, I don't want to sort of indulge too much in a mono conversation that I will just talk about a topic. I'd like to ask you to share your experiences when it comes to habit formation, how you have found routine to be beneficial, and ask some questions, if I may. Um, Interesting observation when it comes to routine and habit is it's not specific to any age group. All of us benefit tremendously by inculcating and working on having a regular routine every day. Specific benefits, if you look at it, we are talking about not just, okay, we're talking about mental stimulation, we are talking about cognitive stimulation, we are talking about involving exercises, we're talking about socializing. There are different kinds of benefits of indulging in habits, which are extremely useful in terms of not just, okay, waking up on time and going to bed on time, but doing specific activities sets the pace for you to be stress free as we all grow older. Habits become absolutely critical when it comes to this. So, what are some very simple things that you can focus on, maybe, to gain mental clarity and focus every day would be waking up around the same time every day. If you don't have to wake up at 5 o'clock and 5:30, but if that's something that you're used to since your younger days, go for it. Go for a morning walk, maybe pranayama, breathing exercises in the morning. Um, Support yourself to regulate your or support your body's clock, right? So whatever you're used to, stick to that plus or minus 30 minutes. If you wake up at 6 o'clock, so waking up anytime between 5:30 and 6:30 works. Going to bed around the same time plus or minus 30 minutes. So that is how you practice and set a routine. If you are somebody who's had an extremely busy work life, you've always been in a stressful job, you're used to living in the fast-paced life, trying to relax right now could be something that you struggle with. The way you inculcate a habit and bring in routine into your system is by practicing it at least for 3 weeks roughly, right? 21 days uh, is the timeline for building a routine. It's especially important for senior citizens because also helps you maintain certain level of mental clarity and focus throughout the day if you start by establishing a morning routine, right? Like having your tea or coffee, maybe with your partner or maybe with a friend sitting outside in the garden, or once your morning walk is over, spending some time with, people around, neighbors, friends, family. 5-10 minutes of conversation not just helps you build a happy routine to your morning, also sticks to the aspect of getting in touch with others. Socializing becomes really important as we grow older because loneliness, like I was talking about last time, is a growing concern, and there's a lot we can do about taking care of this and avoiding loneliness as we grow older, right? Incorporating activities to promote mental stimulation and focus, um, for example, reading books on topics that interest you, listening to certain kinds of music that interest you, maybe try something different It's called interweaving, where you bring in something different from what you usually do. For example, if you like reading fictional books, maybe in between a couple of hours of reading, bring in a non-fictional book, bring in maybe a word puzzle book, or uh, read something else that you would usually not be a part of your routine reading habits. Taking a small break from your existing practice within your routine can also help to keep you more engaged and more interested. um, Maybe solving puzzles, doing quizzes on your phone or on the computer um, helps a lot in memory recall, improving cognitive function. Doing small activities around the house, for example, cooking or cleaning up, doing a little bit of dusting, doing basic chores which do not affect your physical health. For example, some of us, as we grow older, we start experiencing pain in the back, and knees and hands are stiffer. And the problem is, when we start experiencing stiffness in our body, we try to avoid doing work because we feel, okay, pain is going to make it worse. Doing something like this makes it worse. But unfortunately, it's counterproductive, because if you stop doing basic things, then the stiffness increases, our discomfort increases. So again, involving or including small chores into your everyday system becomes really important. Anything you could just clean up your room, make your bed every day, bring that as a part of your routine. Go for a walk for sure, at least 30 minutes of brisk walk every day for everyone in all age groups, but especially those who are in the senior citizen age group becomes really important. If you have allergies that you're dealing with, then choose the time of your walk. You don't necessarily have to walk between 6 and 7 in the morning. You can always go for a walk, maybe around 10:30, or maybe, in the evening around 5 or 6, um, where allergies around in the environment is not as prominent. You can walk within your house if you feel that, pollution and other things are something that bothers you. But please do include walks in your everyday routine. Food, absolutely critical. Make sure that, you bring in nutritious, healthy food, include potassium-rich foods like bananas and potatoes. Very, very, very good when it comes to, maintaining our different hormones that we require, happy hormones, hormones that make us um, stronger and healthier. So including diet, good food always equals to good mood. So choosing what you eat based on your health conditions as well. Try to avoid gassy foods late in the evening, because then that comes in the middle of your sleep. So when we're talking about routine and habit formation, we're not just talking about, okay, go for exercise, or wake up and sleep around the same time, which is what I was talking about. It also means choosing what activities you do through the day, making well informed, well thought out decisions that also help you become the most productive and healthier as all of us grow older, right? Like physical exercise becomes really important. Equally important is engaging your brain, cognitive training, inculcating habits that improve your brain structure. Small activities that you can actually do, in fact, very easy to do within your house to improve your fine motor skills, which is with your fingers, because as we grow older, stiffness especially starts coming in the joints. Now, there is one simple activity that everybody can do in their everyday routine, which is separating pulses. Okay, all of us have pulses at home. Some dal will be there, some green dal will be there, yellow dal will be there. Mix a couple of 2 cups of each of these dals into a plate and try to sort them out. Right? It's a very, very simple exercise, excellent for maintaining cognitive functioning, where we are trying to do an activity that is keeping you engaged and also builds your mental strength as you do that, because it's not as easy as we grow older to do that. It takes at least 15-20 minutes for a senior citizen to pick it up, put it into a bowl, separate it. The more dals you put, the better it is, but I'm saying at least 2 or 3 different kinds of things that you can put in and engage in activities that way. Little bit of maybe painting within a book. There are books that you can buy off the counter which have small motifs on them where you can simply color. That's again a fine motor skill that helps us focus on small things and also keeps us engaged, helps us manage anxiety, helps us, look forward to something. You create a piece of art when you do that as well. So small other things that you can do to keep yourself engaged and stimulated. You can bring in a couple of your friends. All of you can sort of indulge in one of these activities, have fun in the process, right? So that brings me to the social aspect of being actively engaged, meeting up with friends, cup of coffee, call someone over for breakfast or maybe for chai in the evening. Socializing, meeting friends, relatives is absolutely crucial to our well-being, especially when, we are senior citizens. Technology is an effective tool to keep yourself engaged. Speak to someone, call friends, family, cousins, siblings, uncles, and check in on one another. Use, say, Skype and Zoom, technological, forums like this to interact with one another, stay in touch. Um, it combats the feeling of isolation, makes you feel belonged to, a community, a society. Also, if you live in a community, maybe engaging in some activities together. I'm sure Janice has a lot of options that are available for community activities. Please, Krish can, of course, lead you to the other things that they do to create this sort of community between, like-minded senior citizens, getting to know one another, doing one activity, playing cards, singing old songs together, volunteering time or teaching something, taking tuitions. Make sure that in your routine every day, there is one activity that you're doing that is going over and above doing something for yourself, right? Which means doing something for another person. It could be a partner, it could be your child, it could be a neighbor, it could be a friend, you know, checking in on them, finding out if they're okay, helping them with some task also helps you feel like, okay, this is helping me with my sense of purpose as well, right? We are responsible for our happiness. And, I think all of us should indulge in doing things that makes us happy. If it means having fun, if it means conversations, if it means exercise, eating something you like, make sure that once a week you always, go into your favorite restaurant, maybe with a friend or a niece or a nephew or a partner, and eat something that you like, something that is good on your stomach, something that you really enjoy. Indulge yourselves once a week. Put that also as a part of your routine because then you start looking forward to it. All of us need to start looking forward to things. Um, Post that, of course, once you're back, bringing back the sleep routine becomes really important, right? It is important for us to establish good sleep quality. Um, a lot of us are on medications, and as we grow older, there are supplements as well that we take, whether you're in good health or whether, it's not just about BP medication and other medications we take as we grow older. Supplements are also helpful. Making sure that if you're dealing with a health issue, you are taking the medication regularly, on time, keep an alarm, make sure that the time that you take your medication is the same every day. That really helps in most effectively for the medicine to work. Avoid highly stimulating activities before sleep time. Avoid playing games on the phone before you go to bed because that keeps your brain active. Try to sort of downtime yourself, then maybe read a happy book, listen to some sort of music, maybe turn down everything, keep a small little night lamp if that helps. Also, when we do these things in terms of taking care of yourself, we need to also make sure that there is no clutter in the house. Furniture has been distributed in such a way that, it doesn't hurt you when you're walking out, maybe in the middle of the night to use the restroom. Because all of that becomes a part of maintaining clarity, maintaining a stress-free, anxiety-free environment during the day, right? Um, Not taking sleeping pills as a part of your routine is also critical. I know sleep can be a little difficult to come by when we're older, but trying to get into activities that, set a routine for us, like I said, turn down time, taking a warm bath, having warm milk with a little bit of honey and a little bit of turmeric. These are some small helpful routines that can help you sleep better, right? Instead of indulging in medication. Yes, Sangeeta, please.
Honey and what else you said?
टर्मरिक मिल्क, हल्दी वाला दूध जो है हल्दी वाला दूध में, और
Turmeric.
warm milk with honey. Warm milk and honey are very, very helpful in calming ourselves down before we go to bed. And making sure that your bed is a place where you go to rest, so that you're telling your body that, okay, if I'm going to bed, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to read and I'm going to sleep. I'm not going to sit on the bed and play and do other things, which of course youngsters do more than senior citizens, to be honest, which is a topic for another day. But making sure your room is comfortable and safe, stress free, becomes really important to sort of wind down. Some people also require a white noise, like for example just the noise of the fan. So even if you're feeling really cold, keeping the fan at one, you're used to listening to that sound, kind of calms you down. There are of course white noise machines available, but you can simply indulge yourself with a maybe, if you don't use fans at night but you like the sound, get yourself a standing fan and make it facing some other place. It doesn't face you, but you hear the sound as well. So there's a small, ghar wale nuske that you can use to sort of calm down and make sure that you're promoting sleep for yourself, and you prioritize your health over everything else, right? Just a few things that I wanted to talk about. I'm open to taking questions. So if any of you have anything to ask, I'd be more than happy to sort of discuss and take that. Would any one of you like to share your regular routine? Sangeeta ji, what is your routine like, if I may ask?
I wake up early by about 4:30 or so. I have
Brilliant.
some God's books I read in the morning. Then I go for a walk for an hour or so. Then I come back and do my son's tiffin,
Okay.
and then the regular routine.
4:30.
I have that habit. I've been getting up at that time for a long time,
What time do you go to bed now?
around 10:30
That's really
or
nice.
10:30, 10:30. Sometimes it may be late, but usually by 10:30 I sleep, and I fall asleep within a few minutes. I don't have to wait, like, there are some who don't get sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Fortunately, I don't have that problem.
That's really good. In fact, you brought out a very good point, which I missed out, which is spirituality. Spirituality and bringing in a routine into our lives also is really important. Like for example, doing a puja, going to the temple. Again, temple is a place for socializing. A lot of times you just find friends hanging around, either senior citizens, especially, either in the parks downstairs or in a temple complex where you come together to do a puja together, do a function together, do some sort of charity work there as well. Is that something you also do, ma'am? Do you have like people you sort of
For
do
for
when
some time it has stopped. Otherwise, I used to go to the blind school for about 4 years. I have done that.
you
Then it
volunteer time
stopped.
there?
Yes, I went as a volunteer. Then I also did volunteering in the school where I studied for about 4 years or so, teaching the children who can't afford this tuition fees. Not alone, we all past students came together and we were doing it. So by turns we would go. I would go thrice a week. Some would come once a week who was staying far off. So that is how 4 years. But it stopped during Corona and then it didn't continue.
It's because volunteering time, again, bringing in that aspect, like I was telling you earlier, is because it's really important, in terms, gives you that sense of purpose, and, you bring in so much experience in life. And it can be so beneficial, especially for the younger generation, in terms of time and value add that comes from your involvement. So that's really wonderful to know. Supriya ji, Rohit, Mr. Krish, or not Krish. I just realized that Krish has joined as Krish as well. So, can you please share your experiences? Can we start? How does routine help you? Um, what kind of routine do you sort of indulge in? Supriya, Rohit, Krish, you can go for it as well.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Supriya.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So daily routine, like your morning, like 6:30 is the
Sorry, I
time.
can't hear you. Can you be a little?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
yeah. 6:30 is the timing for for me to wake up. So after that, starting like going to office and preparing meals, breakfast, then come to office. So it's whole like full day is going by. Then evening, like it's total like so stress. Yeah.
Yes, because of all the expectations that you have to meet in the evening, what to make
Yeah,
for dinner.
yeah, same. What is the dinner? What is the like? It's very difficult task to handle that in the evening time only, which
So,
we are
do you
doing
get any time for self-care?
after 10 o'clock.
After 10 o'clock. Oh my God. Sangeeta ji,
Then
do you have any advice?
Working earlier, I also had a very busy life at that time. But then I took VRS some years back because I didn't want to go out of Mumbai. My children were small. So from that time onwards, I'm at home. Otherwise, I also had a very busy schedule. That time, there was no time to think about yourself.
right, correct.
And then, when I was working, my office was in Prabhadevi, and opposite to our office was that NAB. Every day while going there, I would feel, when will I be able to join this? So the moment I got my VRS, within a few days, I just made inquiries. Somehow, through somebody's influence, I was able to get into that.
Oh, great.
Yeah, you remind me of a conversation I used to have with my ex-boss, a very close friend of mine. She every day she would come, and every year during her work anniversary, she would say, "Now I can retire in 12 years. Now I can retire in 11 years." She's like, "I'm coming every day to work, one day closer to retirement, so that I can do this and I can do that." So we kind of wait to live our lives. It's
Yes,
it's kind of sad, actually, if you think about it. It's important for us at all ages to sort of prioritize our health and our well-being, take some time off. And this is a very common thing, Supriya, that we get time at 10 o'clock. And, I find myself doing that as well. I wait for everyone to sleep, um, so that after that, I can do stuff I want. By then, it is 11 or something. And then, because I want quiet time, I want alone time,
Yes,
only
that's
possible
time
then.
for us.
Yes. Which is we really need to sort of develop a better time management and
Yeah.
a routine for ourselves. Rohit, would you like to share uh, anything? I don't know if Rohit is there. I can see his name.
Rohini ma'am, I
Yeah.
had a question. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm
Krish.
Krishna.
Yeah.
So I'm clearly not over 60, but my question is from a
Clearly.
caregiver. Yeah, my question is from a caregiver's perspective. So the thing is, my dad is over 60, Abhi. He's 60. So regarding the habits, he wants to develop some healthy habits. But the thing is, he'll get up one day and he'll be like, okay, now I'll walk this much kilometers. But the thing is, he walks and then he's back again and he's like, my this is paining, my knees are paining. So this is like he sets very unrealistic goals on the first day only. So how to manage that sort of thing? Like how to have a conversation with him regarding this? Because if we directly approach him, so he'll be like, "अरे तुमको नहीं पता, हम हमारे इसमें इतना चला करते थे. I used to be in cricket team." So it is really difficult.
See, Krish, the point is that, nobody wants to be reminded of their age, or that you are not capable of doing this, which you could do even like 3 or 4 years ago, to be honest, right? Our body is constantly changing. What would help is to, gently approach the topic not when he's just come back from the walk and he's complaining about the pains. Maybe when you both are in a better space, maybe evening during tea or something, saying that, Papa, why don't we, have a goal like you will cover this many kilometers over the next 4 weeks, right? And mention specifics, saying that if you start, I know you can do this. So, maybe we should, if you can join him, you join him as well, right? Where you do say 1 kilometer tomorrow, and then, 1 kilometer plus another 250 meters the next day. So smaller goals where slowly you start reaching that pinnacle where, okay, you want to do 10K or 5K or whatever it is that you have this thing. I'm sure he doesn't like to be corrected or told that, क्यों कर रहे हो आप ऐसे, कर नहीं पा रहे हो तो मत करो ना, right? The point is that also helping him with a supplement, perhaps, right? A protein drink, something that energizes him, glucose, and that he doesn't need to prove it to anyone, that he's capable of covering so much, right? So, but don't give him this feedback when he's walking or after he's back at a different time, right? When he's in a better headspace. Saying, Papa, aap kyun karte ho? I worry, and I'm not saying that you can't do it. You're not used to it. You've always been working. So that is what you need to say, that you're not used to it. Don't say that you're not able to do it. It's not like 30 years he's been walking fast for, it's not, right? So he's trying to
Yeah.
find a new goal for himself, Krish. And what you need to say is that aadat nahi hai, to aadat bana lena, Papa. Habits can be formed very easily, but it has to be slow. Marathon runners don't run fast. They
Yeah.
maintain a pace, but they get it. Right? So gentle reminders that way, you being a part of it sometime, can be extremely helpful in encouraging him to do that so he doesn't beat himself about it afterwards. Because then if he's overdoing it, you are running risk of, bone joints sort of, degenerating faster, etc., because you're not used to it. Right?
That is the thing I will most care about. Like if he overdoes it and his joint, if it like feels a lot, so it is a risk for me.
What will also help is, showing some videos of older, pacers, people who talk about, okay, how to sort of effectively run or, walk fast or whatever, show that this is what will help. It will help you reach your goal so that it doesn't come from you. He's going to shut you down because you're young and, you don't have the, so like I'm saying, don't tell him that you're not feeling good after this. Tell him that you're not used to it. Papa, at least get used to it. Create a habit, Papa. Let's work out the timing. Maybe talk to him about timing improvement every couple of days, so that he works towards that in his mind as a goal. Right? And you can always say that, okay, I watched a video with a orthopedic surgeon, sports medicine person say this. Or if you do any sort of sports, you can always talk that your coach mentioned that. So come up with plans like that, which doesn't hurt his ego.
And one more thing, this was about my dad. Now this is about my mom. So my mom is recently retired.
Okay.
She was working in a textile industry and she is like recently retired. So about the same thing about habits. So her like for 14 years or 14, 15 years, her habit was like getting up in the morning, going to office, working, coming back. So the thing is now suddenly all those things have stopped and she is home like for whole day she's at home and she gets a bit like irritated because now she has nothing to do on her hand. Like the how to like transition from the like a working phase to a relaxation phase after 60. It is very difficult for her to transition.
Yes. And also see, there are two things to this, Krish. One is not just the routine, it's also the money that comes at the end of the month. Okay. Financial independence gets hit. It is difficult. I mean, when we find it difficult when we take a pregnancy break and, there's no money coming in at the end of the salary. So imagine someone who's been working for so many years, right? So there are two aspects here. One would be how safe and comfortable she's feeling right now, and two, not having anything to do as much as she did before. In fact, I'd like Sangeeta ji to contribute here. Ma'am, would you have any suggestions for his mother, because you're used to this? How did you manage the transition?
Exactly. When he was telling all this, I was thinking what happened to me. I don't remember what exactly was my, because I didn't have this problem maybe.
So do you at least remember, like, what would you continue to do? Did you engage in more activities?
That walk, etc., was not at that time, of course. Somehow that time my children were schooling or then later college, etc. So I was kept busy. So this part, I don't remember whether I had faced this problem. That suddenly I am at home after a busy schedule. No, I didn't feel that.
How tech savvy is your mother, Krish?
How?
No,
Acha,
no,
you're
I'm
asking.
asking Krish. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it,
so
got
she's good with computer. She's good with phone. She watches reels and everything. She's like the mostly after retiring, she's on phone only most of the time because there is nothing else. There's not much to do. So yeah, she's just a pretty like I won't say she's like some like advanced with technology, but yeah, she knows how to use it for entertainment and all.
I would, sort of encourage some sort of community that she can join, right? If there is like a class, perhaps, learning a new instrument, learning something that she would have never learned, like it could be music, maybe to sing, maybe yoga, maybe training herself with some new task, some new hobby, right? What happens when she does that is she will find a new community, new set of people she can be friends with. There will be a new routine that's added to her life. Oh, every Tuesday and Thursday, I have this class. Every Thursday and Friday, I have this other class, right? She can teach or she can learn. Now, this is something I would want you to sort of consider because that is very helpful. Giving them something additional to do which builds on their existing skills, builds on their knowledge. Maybe imparting that knowledge is one way, maybe teaching something to the younger generation's tuitions, something, a specific skill set she has, or a new hobby perhaps, right? So joining a class, suggesting, ask her what she likes. Is there something she'd like to do? And encourage her to focus on that because that will help this transition a lot more. But give it some time. I mean, she'll get used to it. But then I do think that going for some class or taking some class will be helpful.
Okay, so
Travel.
I sure will. Yeah, I'll discuss this class wala thing with her because she was like mentioning like something like I want to do like teaching. Like she's not that much into teaching like it's a study material, but the thing she's in embroidery. She was in embroidery industry for long. So
Very
she's like
good.
as a yeah. So she wants to like teach about the same thing, like the softwares which like on which they work. So there are a lot of people who are interested in learning. So I'll consider this and I'll have a talk with her.
Yeah, absolutely. Do encourage her when she wants to do something like that. Also, maybe if she's okay to travel, there are women's groups. Um, you know, that's a fun thing to do. Once every couple of months or once a year, they have this, you can go once a year. Uh, wow, I think it's Women on Wanderlust. It's only women go together. They travel to destinations within India. It's safe, it's nice, it's fun. You know, now's the age. She can consider that as well and take a class for sure. That's going to help her, give her something to look forward to.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. Any other questions? Any other comments, feedback? Yes, Sangeeta ji, please.
I did Sanskrit. I just forgot. I did Sanskrit. I've done 4 exams, but
See?
I'm not able to speak in Sanskrit. So far. That was one thing I pursued, of course.
See, that was a class then. See, Krish, that's what I was talking about,
Yes.
learning
I
something
did.
more.
I have finished 4 exams, but somehow still till now I have not got the practice of speaking in Sanskrit.
But you
Though
can
I
read.
understand when people talk or when I hear the news, etc., but I cannot converse so far, which I'm feeling sorry for.
Maybe you should, go
I
and do
keep,
a refresher course.
and I keep myself busy. I play that Candy Crush very much.
You're in
While
competition with my father, Sangeeta ji.
as I watch the TV, my hands are busy on that Candy Crush. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's the thing, games, quizzes are also really helpful,
And then
doing
there is some forming the words, all that. Ek nikala, dusra dala, tis that
Sudoku
solitaire, all
words.
that. Those games I
Yes,
like to play on mobile.
yes, yes.
It
They are
keeps you
helpful.
busy. You don't feel you're alone in the house.
Absolutely. Especially if you're playing an online game against someone and there's competition that you need to sort of get involved in. And
वो नहीं किया, वो
yes.
नहीं.
आप वो try करके देखो, it's fun.
I am playing by myself.
Yeah, I mean,
Even
not in Candy Crush. There are some games.
TV, when I watch, I am doing that.
Very nice, very nice. Always important to keep ourselves engaged, and that's what is going to help us. Any other questions? If there are no other questions, any feedback is appreciated. If not, Krish, we can wind up.
Okay. We can maybe wrap up the event. It is already 4:44,
Yes.
so it is nearly 5. So okay.
Just a
So
couple of
everyone
things
join.
I'd like to end with, couple of things that
Yeah.
people can follow is, the routine that probably Sangita ji has, a neighbor who's similar age of hers will not have. It'll be different, right? Because all of us have different routines, different ways of living life. So customize it according to what works best for you. It's really important to remember that you curate your life to suit your needs and your family and your requirements, right? And be realistic, remembering what Krish said about his father running. Don't have massive goals that will make you feel bad that you're not able to accomplish it. So set small, achievable goals, timely goals, so that you feel better each time you're able to cross that goal. Um, Keep life as simple as possible. Don't have elaborate plans. I'll go here, I'll go here, I'll do this, I'll do that. And when you're not able to do that again, it sort of helps you try to socialize, have fun with others, mix and match different age groups, try to learn something new, and know that we change as we grow older, and that's all right. Aging gracefully is not just about appearance, it's also about acceptance. It's about having fun. It's about enjoying yourself, keeping yourself healthy, doing things that, are important to keep yourself strong emotionally, physically, socially, mentally. Difficult for us to understand that there are some things we can't do right now which we could do before, but that's okay. There are other things we can do right now which we couldn't do when we were younger. So positive self-talk also becomes really important. So yeah, this few pointers I want to leave you with. So thank you very much for joining, and my colleagues and I will see you in 2 weeks. Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Rohini ma'am. So
Very
thank you
welcome,
for
Krish.
everyone who has joined the meeting. So we will meet Rohini ma'am again within on the, I guess the next date is next Thursday. Yeah, so we'll meet on next Thursday. So
Not next
on January,
Thursday. It's two Thursdays
no,
after this, and
alternate. Yeah, right, alternate.
alternate Thursdays. And I think the next event, my colleague Forum will be taking. So we're going to take turns and sort of talking about it. She's here
Okay.
right now. Forum Pujara is right here. So
Hi.
she will take the session after 2 weeks. We're all a part of the same organization and we're all therapists. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
look forward to it. Thank you so much. Take care.
Sure.
Take care, Sangita ji. Bye, everyone.
Okay, same. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.